Now, if you see, Mockito itself is a big framework. Okay, it's not a small one. And there are multiple different types of code that actually you would like to mock. Skeleton of the method where you are implementing behavior is what will help you to understand, that what kind of mocking is required. Now, if you remember, we have written Mockito dash inline artifact, right? That is what is doing all the magic. Without configuring any mock file extension, we are able to write mocking. Life was not that easier in earlier versions, but with new versions, they have simplified it. You need to just go and get Mockito inline in your pom.xml. Now, if you see, we have to think of how do we go and verify behaviors. So if you see this particular example, which I will ask you to write, it creates a list interface, which is present in java.util. If you see, you are mocking a list interface. It's an interface without any implementation. Understand this. Okay. Then you are writing test case. And once you have created, you see mock list dot add. Now add is not yet implemented. Okay. But you are able to make call to add with some dummy implementation. Add one, then mock list clear. And then again you are verifying. Verify mocked list dot add one, verify mocked list dot clear. Why we are clearing it? I mean to say this clear and add, all these are methods which are very popular in list. So what they do, they use add, they use get, they use clear, they use various different methods. What you are doing is you are making call to two methods of your mock object, that is add and clear. And then you see by default, all methods that returns the value, a mock will return either null, a primitive wrapper value, or an empty collection as appropriate. So for example, add, it's a method. You are just mocking it. You are writing here 0, right? You are using the mock object. You are passing here 1. What it does implicitly, all the return value, will be null or any wrapper value. For example, if it is integer, it will be 0. If it is Boolean, it will be false. So this is what is one thing. Other thing that you need to focus from this is that once mock is created, whatever interactions you are doing here, see, you are writing using mock object. These are interactions that you are doing with mock object, right? Your Mockito will remember all the interactions. So you have made call to add, you have made call to clear, and then you are verifying add and clear. See how to verify behavior. You can verify behavior by using verify, which is nothing but again a static method provided in org.mockito.mockito.verify, right? So if someone is asking you that verify whether a particular mock method has been called or not, so that's what you have to use. So how to write? Again, it's the same thing that you have to do, right? For example, I'll just go and I'll write this one and I'll show you. Now I'm going to the box. This is the box. And in this box, I'll go to my test folder. Okay, Mockito sample where I have written service test. Right click, new class. And I'll say verify list. Same class which I have given on the slide. That is just in order to ensure that you are able to understand verification process. I'll just go and write same thing. Extend with what? Extend with Mockito dot class. And then I don't need to write the dependency because dependency we are aware it's already an available interface in Java. So what I'll do, I'll take here list and I'll say mocked list. I'll click on this, import, and I'll make it typed so that only a particular kind of value can be added, like string. So only string will be added. Now this is what is your mock object, right? So I'll just go and I'll write, okay, I'm going to mock my current class under test depends on this. So I said that I'm going to mock list. Next, I will write the method for test. I'll write public void test list, opening and closing, Mark it as a test case by using @test. Ensure that it is from org.jupyter. And this is the place where you can use mock object. I'll say mocked list dot, you see, it's showing all the methods, right? I'll say add. What add? Whatever I want. So there is no implementation, but still there is no error. If you will do the same thing in Java, you will get error saying that you cannot make call to add because it is not implemented, right? You cannot call add unless you are not providing it implementation. But who adds implementation here? Your Mockito framework. Now I can go and I can say mocked list dot clear. Now clear is again a method of list. So we have made these two calls. Now we can go and verify. Now see, verify. What we want to verify? We want to verify mocked list. For what you want to verify? I want to verify it for this method called add. And then I'll pass here the value that is sample1, whether it was called or not. Same thing you will do with other. So since mocking frameworks are stateful, they will remember what was the calls which were made. And yeah, this actually provides value because you will be able to even find out how many times invocations are done. Just save it. After saving, it's the same thing. Instead of executing service test, I will execute verify list, right click, run as JUnit. So first you try to understand different things that I'm telling, and then we will take up an actual case to further explain. So this is how verification is done. Okay, now let me do one thing. I'll just go and comment this out. Save. Now again, I will run. It failed, right? Why? Because it is telling you that, see, there was exactly one interaction with the mocked clear. It is telling you, right? Because see, there is no interaction with this. So it is failing. So you're verifying whether this method was called or not in the current invocation. That's what is the advantage of verification. See here it is saying wanted but not invoked. So someone has done test. Now you want to verify whether this was called or not, this was called or not, this was called. You can go and you can verify. So at end, what we can do, we can verify that yes, all the mocking behaviors have been called once in my test. If it is not called, your verification will fail and it will indicate that see, there is something which you are trying to verify, but it is not yet invoked. So now see, as of now, behavior is not there in your mind. Okay. What we are doing is we are trying to understand capabilities of Mockito. So one capability you saw that, okay, I can mock interfaces. I can mock any method. I can also verify whether invocation was done of that mocked behavior or not. And that's what is important as well.